What's up guys, in this video we're going to be talking about how important is your hair type. I see a lot of people asking, oh, if I have 4C hair, can I use the same routine as someone with 4A, or will the products be different or anything like that? So in this video we're really going to see if hair type is the end all be all when it comes to your curly hair routines. We get started though, caress the like button. I ain't say hit it. I ain't say hit it, caress it. Show it a little love, a little attention. We know it's got to be aggressive, my guy. Alright, so I'm going to need you to pay attention because we're going to be explaining this in avatar terms. And do not ask me if it's the blue people. I will block you. Shut up. You got the 4 different types of bending. You got fire. You got like 100% offense with fire, but you got like 0% defense. Like, what are you going to do, my guy? Now you got earth bending, which are pretty much just like 50-50. You know, you can do a little bit, but you're not that special, okay? You got metal bending with big whoop. Then you got water bending, the one that is 100% meat riding, okay? Everyone meat rides water bending because they've got blood bending, so they think that they're cool and God's favorite, okay? You're not that special. And then you've got air bending, which is criminally underrated, not only because you could fly and you could probably bend the air out of somebody's lungs, but could you imagine if I created a vacuum around you? It's literally like putting you up in space. I'm taking you to space without actually taking you to space. So we're gonna add 100 sauce points to airbending, okay? We got the sauce. Now in reality, no element is truly better than the other, okay? They're just all different. They're better in different aspects, okay? Keep that in mind, they're different. But you also gotta keep in mind that there are different styles under each bending, okay? So with like earth, you get like metal bending. And you also got like lava bending, but that's a different thing. Let's not get too deep into that. And then with water, you got like blood bending. Okay, so these are like different styles. You got blood bending and well, it's technically not different, but you got like ice and stuff like that. Okay, but they're all underneath that certain element. Okay, so metal and lava is under earth, and water and blood and ice. Okay, you get it? Are you with me? You can even say that it's the same thing, it just has a different form. Like it just looks different, okay? Okay, don't get too attached to this analogy, okay? I just put this together. All right, so now let's take this back to hair. All right, so we got 4 hair types. We got straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and coily hair. And the main takeaway that I want you to take away from this, as is suggested by the word takeaway, is that we cannot take care of all of these hair types the same way. It's like, say you have a dog, right? And you have a cat, and they're your pets, right? You wouldn't take your cat for a walk. I mean, some people do. Y'all people are weird. And you wouldn't get like a litter box for the dog. The dog is gonna poop wherever it wants to poop, okay? You cannot, okay? Don't try and cramp his style. For example, people with straight hair typically have a problem with it becoming greasy, right? So people with straight hair will probably, you know, wash their hair like every 2 to 3 days to make sure that you get rid of that grease. Now that does not directly correlate or carry over to coily or curly hair, because curlier hair types tend to focus more on, or tend to have a problem with water retention. Retention, say that with me, retention, right? So we're gonna be putting more focus on moisturizing our hair, and washing your hair frequently, especially with shampoo, is going to tend to dry it out, which is going to be the opposite, okay? So keep that in mind. We take care of these 2 different hair types differently, okay? Curly hair and coily hair are closer together, so you could probably get away with, you know, sharing the same steps. But people with straight hair, what they be doing, you know, a lot of them be like detangling their hair every day. Don't be doing that. Don't be brushing your hair every day. Okay, it's different. We're in a different class. Okay, you got me? You with me? Okay, cool. Now this is where we get into subtypes like A, B, and C, because we really gotta understand and recognize that hair, or the curliness of your hair, is really a spectrum, right? Because over here it may be more coily, over here it be more curly, you know, a little looser curls. But what if you're here? Alright? That's the big question of the day. The key point to take away here is, if you are 4A, 4B, or 4C, your hair still shares enough similarities to be a part of the same group, coily. So does that mean you have to use different products? No, because the only thing that's changing is the looseness or the tightness of your curls. You're still in the same category. You're still with the same people, okay? Think of it like black people, okay? Don't cancel me, right? You got the light skins, you got the dark skins, and then some people like to argue about the brown skins, okay? I'm just, hey, this is just an example, okay? But we're all black. You feel me? You feel me? You're still under the same thing. Are you gonna say that you treat light skins differently than dark skins? No, because we all black, we all melanated kings and queens up in here. So if people with 4C hair can use the same products as people with 4A, how do you know which products to use for your hair? This all comes down to hair porosity, not hair type. Essentially, hair porosity refers to your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. Absorb and retain, to get it in and keep it in. Alright, so you got three like different extremes. Well, actually you got two different extremes. So you got low porosity hair, and you have high porosity hair. And then you could have medium porosity hair. Jesus, my handwriting is terrible. You could have medium porosity hair, but that's basically in the middle. So low porosity hair. Remember this phrase, okay? With low porosity hair, it's harder for your hair to absorb moisture, but it's harder for it to lose it as well. With high porosity hair, it's easier for your hair to absorb moisture, but it's easier for it to lose it as well. So with low porosity hair, you're gonna wanna focus on products and techniques or moisturization techniques that are gonna help you to absorb moisture in there. Okay, so say your hair is like a bucket, you're trying to put that moisture into the bucket, because once it's there, you know it's gonna stay there for a long time. With high porosity hair, you know it's easier for your hair to absorb moisture, so we're gonna use the bucket analogy as well, right? You really wanna focus on putting a lid on that bucket. You don't want that water to escape, okay? You're gonna wanna focus on that moisture retention, okay? Think of it like that, because I know a lot of people are gonna ask, oh, do I use the LOC method or the LCO method? I have a different video on that. I'm not explaining that in this one. I'll put it in the card somewhere. Okay, you'll find it. I basically want you to focus on just the principle of this fact. You either want to focus on absorbing moisture, or you want to focus on retaining moisture. If you have medium porosity hair, you're basically in the middle, and you're not special. Okay, you're the average. You know, take something from that. I explain this in big boy terms. Okay, if you are 4A and you have low porosity hair, and somebody else is 4C and they also have low porosity hair, you can hypothetically use the same products. Obviously, you got to test it out with your hair, see what your hair likes, and blah blah blah. Your hair might not like certain brands. Okay, chalk it up, right? But if you have 4A hair and low porosity, and somebody also has 4A hair but it is high porosity, then you may not want to use the same products, or you may want to use different products or moisturization techniques. I've equipped you with this newfound knowledge because I'm an excellent teacher. How do you know if your hair is low porosity or high porosity? Well, there's a lot of tests online. Do not use the water test. Do not use that test where you have to put your hair into a glass of water. That is absolute BS. That is so unreliable, okay? I hate that test, right? What I think is a better alternative is if you take a quiz. You know, you want to observe how your hair naturally reacts with different products, and then you could make somewhat of an educated guess where you may lie on the spectrum. For example, in my case, I know one of the key characteristics of low porosity hair is product buildup, because it's hard for your hair to absorb the product, right? And I know with high porosity, you don't really have to deal with that. I never dealt with that. I never had to deal with product buildup, but I did have to deal with my hair drying out very quickly when I used certain products. So I kind of made an educated guess that, hey, I might be closer to the high porosity section of the hair chart or line. I got lost in my words there. Now, whether you're low porosity or you're high porosity, I think we can all agree that you need to like the video. Okay, I've been talking all this time and you still ain't like the video, bro. Come on. But on a real note, I hope this video helped you guys out. I know a lot of people are confused on this topic, and I was for a really long time. So I'll actually leave a link in the description to one of the quizzes that I took that helped me along this journey. And if you like this video, you might actually like this one. So I advise you check it out. But for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.